Hi guys, my name is Nicola Chan and I am documenting my EMDR therapy journey. Basically, I'm trying to overcome all of my childhood trauma. Now, I've got to the age of 41. I've got personal development coming out of my ears. I've become an NLP coach myself, neuro-linguistic programming. I have done CBT, counselling. I have had NLP and hypnotherapy on myself. I have done parts work, IFS, internal family systems. I have read loads of books. I've done Byron Katie, the work. I have done manifesting, journaling, witchy poo stuff. And now I'm going for EMDR. So I wanted to share what that looks like and let's go through the journey together. One of the biggest shifts that I ever had in my life was NLP when I had my timeline therapy done. I literally changed personality. And I realized that I've been a people pleaser my whole life. Maybe it was people pleasing that kept me safe when I had childhood experiences and early childhood trauma. And so there's a reason behind it. But people pleasing is essentially not a good thing. It sounds like a good thing. Like I please people. I'm a nice person. But being nice gets you nowhere and it makes you ill because there are parts of you who know who you really are and you suppress them in order to be something else. So you wear a mask. And I turned a page. Literally, I turned a page and my whole history had come up to that point where I'd been a people pleaser and did everything that everyone else wanted to do. And when I turned the page and realized I didn't have to do that anymore, I had a blank slate. And that was my very first awakening, I describe it as, when I had my master, when I did my master practitioner course for NLP, and I had timeline therapy on myself because I had to receive all of the therapies in order to be able to deliver the therapies on others. Now, I've had timeline therapy twice, and I recently came into the knowledge of EMDR, and I wondered if EMDR would help me with other things, because you only let go of what you're ready to let go of at the time. So I had that massive shift the first time that I did timeline therapy. The second time there was less of a shift, but I keep reinventing myself because I've got this history of being a people pleaser. I've had to undo and layers of conditioning, society conditioning, the fitness industry conditioning. And my whole page, my whole presence on online social media is about me being a body confidence coach because I used to hate my body. I would rather have died than had a body that I considered undesirable by society. I people pleased the industry. I thought I needed to be a bodybuilder. I needed to do this or do that or be the best and be perfect. And I did all those things just to get likes and validation because I had such low self-esteem. So I've overcome all of that. I created a body confidence program to help people to find their true authentic self outside of the eating disorder. Because when you have an eating disorder or you have an addiction, it becomes your identity because it's every few hours you eat. It's everywhere you go, you take yourself with that mask on. That is the identity you become. So you lose yourself. So after any form of addiction or any form of eating disorder, you go into recovery, and there's a period of time where we're in recovery. And what I like to do with my course is bring people past recovery into discovery. So it's not that you have to stay in it forever. It's not that you have to keep doing the work. It's that you've actually healed like you didn't have the problem in the beginning. Now, I have had that with myself with eating disorders and body dysmorphia, that I know there's hope for all my other traumas. And I'm really excited to share my EMDR journey. EMDR will take me back to the traumas and remove the emotions from it so that I'm untriggered by them in this day and age. So currently I do have some triggers from my past trauma, and I am still becoming a people pleaser. I've started to lose myself again. So I'm wondering, who am I? And I'm in this process now of unmasking and reinventing myself again to find out who the new me is. And which makes me ask the question, who would I be without the trauma? Right? Who would you be if you never had your trauma? Some traumas we experienced empower us to do great things in the world. Like when I became a body confidence coach, I'm really passionate about helping people to get out of the pain that I knew I was in because I know how it feels. And I know there's a positive outcome and I know I can help people through it. So I'm really passionate. So what work would you do if you hadn't had your trauma? Who would you be if you hadn't had your trauma? So this is what I'm going to explore. And this is why the next part of my journey, as I go through this EMDR and the therapy sessions that I'm having, I will unpick the past and discover who I am, like turning the page, and I get to unmask and reveal who I am and who I want to be. And that is very empowering. So I'm very excited about it, but it's also very rocky grounds, because sometimes we keep things uncomfortable because in the discomfort, we have comfort. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's discomfort we know, right? Sometimes we stay in traumatic relationships, like abusive relationships, because it's what we know. So there's comfort in keeping things the same. So the next part of this process is me unmasking, not being a people pleaser anymore, discovering who I am and who I'm going to be without my trauma. So I will share with you after my next EMDR session what happens.